90% of your success in a marketing campaign, regardless of what niche you're in, depends on your communication. And marketing expert Daniel Martin once said that a brand's ability to clearly articulate its value proposition is what will help it stick out in today's busy marketplace. But why do we complicate this? Why do we add so many things to our messaging that actually dilutes down our core message? In today's video, I'm going to walk you through the secrets of effective communication and what you need to know so you can be part of those that are clearly articulating their message to the right audience, how publicity drives this communication, and also, we can't ignore it, it is here and it is everywhere, how AI is revolutionizing the game. Stay tuned. Now, if you think about it for a second and just look at any of your past marketing campaigns and walk yourself through these three key principles of what strong communication is all about. So, first one is clarity. So, clarity really means, does your brand's message align to what the audience wants? So, does it align in a number of different ways? First of all, in the tone of the message, in the language that you're using, and are you using an active voice and a positive voice? So, your messaging not only aligns via tone and language, but also provides a clear reason for them to connect with your message because you're giving it to them in an active and positive way. And also, when you're outlining your campaign, is it clear to the person what they actually need to do and what they need to follow? Is there a clear structure to your campaign? And I often say to people who are doing this, if you did not know your brand at all, how would you like to be walked through making the journey to get to know your brand? So, clarity is the very, very first thing that I would like you to look at. Then the next thing would be consistency. How consistent are you with your brand's message? And are you 1 minute all go and you're all go and you're on all the platforms because you've got a new product launch or you've got an interview with your CEO that you want to get out there? And then do you go silent for a couple of weeks and you're trying to figure out the next part of your process? Your strategy should have consistent peaks and troughs. And this is how all successful brands work. They don't go out there all gung ho for a week and then disappear for 3 months. If that is how you're doing your campaigns right now, then you will understand why they're not being as successful as they could be because you're not staggering your message and you're not staggering your message over a longer period of time. So it gets time to rank in SEO search, it gets time for AI to pick it up. You need to give it time rather than going gung ho for a little bit of time and then going, okay, that's done. Now we're moving on to the next campaign. So consistency is really, really important, especially when it comes to getting your message out there and having it resonate with people. And then the last one is connection. So, what is the sentiment of your message? What do you want people to feel when they come across your brand? So, if you look at Apple, for example, they have minimalist branding, short, clear, emotionally engaging messages. And that is what they've done all the way through. They have never deviated from that. So you need to figure out what kind of sentiment, what kind of overall picture do you want to give people when they arrive to get to know your brand for the first time. So, Coca Cola, let's look at them for a second. Like at Christmas, we all associate them with Christmas because they're exuding happiness, togetherness, coming together at Christmas. And maybe this is a good time to pick a time in the year where you would like to be more known. You could be consistent in your branding throughout the year, which I highly recommend that you do in your branding messaging. And then one time of the year, you go, right, we're going to really, really go for it because we have a super strong message that aligns with a time of year. And if you look at other brands in your niche, you may find that they are already doing this and their messaging is consistent and they go for it at one time of year. So, this is really the basis of effective communication. But I hear what you're saying. How do we actually put this into practice? So let's move on to the next part where I'm going to walk you through how you can do this. So once you've set down exactly what your three pillars are for your effective communication strategy, now you've got to implement it. The best way to do this is through publicity. Now I know many brands focus a lot of their attention on their social media channels, and that's great. But they often leave publicity to the very last minute when they've got something to share, when they feel like they've something to tell journalists, and you're going about it all wrong if you're doing it this way. And publicity should really be powering up your social media efforts. The two should be working together. And media pitching, influencer partnerships, and newsjacking, these can all work together to provide a powerful way to get your brand's messaging out there. And when you look at publicity, you need to look at it in a way that is providing help to journalists. That is what publicity at its core is. Yes, you're providing a story. Yes, you're providing experts. Yes, you're providing a product or service. But at the end of the day, your product, service, message expert has got to be delivering something that is helpful to the end user. And if you keep that in mind when you're sending out your messages to journalists, they will resonate quicker and they'll resonate on a more deeper level because the journalists will know that you're not coming to them with a sales pitch. You're coming with a story, and this story is here to help their reader or viewer or listener. And publicity is vital because publicity lives on long after your social media post has got as many likes and comments as it possibly can get. Publicity in places like Forbes, Business Insider, your local regional newspaper, it will live on long after you've shared the piece with the media. And it lives on in a high authority place. And high authority means that these places are seen by Google, they're seen by AI as being a highly valuable place to be present. So I urge you to start bringing publicity more into your marketing strategy because I'm now going to tell you a few secrets about how AI is now functioning and how you really need to start ramping up your publicity because that is how AI is going to find you in AI search. So we're going to move on to that in the next part of this episode. I'm really interested in how AI is going to shape and evolve the future of communication. But think we really need to take a bit of time to consider this properly. An AI expert, Bonnie Caver, has said that while AI can enhance communication, we have to preserve the human authenticity and the human connection. So the two can work side by side, but we cannot let AI take over entirely. Now, over the past number of months, I've been looking closely at AI, in particular in terms of its impact on how brands are found in AI search. And AI is trained to find brands that have been featured in high authority publications and in publications that align with what the person is searching for in AI. And people nowadays are searching for all their answers on AI, and this trend is going to considerably ramp up as the year goes on. And while AI is an amazing tool and it can be used in many different ways, when you are pitching into the media, it's so important that you view it as a way to build human connection, to build connections that will last you long into the future. And yes, when you get featured in these publications, whether it's local, regional, or national, and your story starts getting shared, AI will then recognize it as a reputable source, and you will start to get featured in AI search, not only just for your particular part in a news story. You will also start getting aligned with other brands who are in similar niches to you, because AI recognizes that the person who has searched will be looking for possibly other areas to help them solve their query. Because if you've noticed, if you've used AI also asks you questions, and the person that is looking for the answers will let AI lead it towards the answer. So let's wrap this up with just a final conclusion as to how to start looking at how to effectively communicate your message, how to use PR in order to get your message out there, and then to keep in mind that AI is scanning the internet for brand mentions in media publications. If you are developing a new communication strategy for your next campaign, and maybe you are getting a little bit ahead of the game and starting on your Christmas campaign, which, hint, you should be by now, the three things you need to consider are your clarity of message. Do not overload it with loads of messages. What's your primary message? And have 2 to 3 secondary messages, and leave it there. Just leave it there. Keep it simple. Consistency. Are you going to really grasp this with both hands and say, look, I want us to be consistent in our messaging throughout the year, not have all of these times where we're all gung ho and then times when we disappear. Now, what I recommend is that you pick a time of year where you do go all gung ho and then ease off a little, but be consistent throughout the other times of the year. And this doesn't mean you've got to work harder. You just need to work smarter and plan your content in this particular campaign and keep to the messages that you have decided already. And connection. How are you going to connect this with your ideal audience? The best way to connect it, and the way that I have been doing for years and years, getting clients into all top tier publications, it's through publicity. It's through building connections with journalists, building connections with influencers, building connections with podcast hosts and presenters. This is how you build out your brand visibility, your brand authority, and by communicating with journalists, influencers, and podcast hosts, you are also improving your own communication, because you will be learning what they need and want from you. And you can also go back to your key messages and say, okay, we need to redefine these based on what is of interest to those that are communicating it with audiences. And then use AI tools to help you enhance what you're already doing, but keep the communication on a human level. So when you're communicating with journalists, communicate to them like they are another human on the other side of your screen, and build the connections. I really encourage you to start doing that. And then build a publicity strategy into your marketing campaign. Don't leave the PR part of the campaign to the last minute. Draft up a press release and give yourself 2 weeks before the launch of your product to get it into any media outlets. If you need help with this, if you would like some expert eyes over this, please DM me. My email is in my bio. You'll find it on the homepage of this channel, and I am happy to have a look at your strategy, or have people that I have in my circle that are also hugely knowledgeable, and I can also get them to take a look at it. Please comment below with your thoughts on effective communication, AI, how you're finding AI at the moment, and what your plans are for the rest of 2025. Because in a future video, I'm going to be looking at how to maximize your publicity game so you get the most out of the latter end of the year, Q4, when everybody ramps up their publicity. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really like to get this content out to more people, and I really want to help more people. I have 15 years experience in journalism, and I have reignited this channel this year because I want to share my knowledge with people. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video. Please watch this video on Barbie, where I have looked at their campaign and picked out exactly what they did right in order to rebrand themselves. And also check out this video here on Halle Berry's campaign and what she did in her PR campaign that helped her reap massive rewards for her menopause brand.